Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Or if you're listening after the fact, or if you're listening from somewhere else, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're listening from. Welcome to Swahili Sunday. And I am excited to be here. Where is here? This doesn't look like our normal temporary studio. This is still temporary because I'm in the studio location of our new location that we moved into uh, yesterday. So, yesterday, I'm going to talk about that in a minute about how efficiently well that whole thing went. And then I'll walk you around the space. It's obviously a little bit of a mess because we have things everywhere. I'm doing an event next weekend, so I have things laid out that I'm going to take to go to the event that we didn't put away. There was no reason to put all that away to then uh, come and bring it all out again. So the room I'm in is our showroom and studio room. This is where right where I'm sitting is where the studio is going to be. I'm on uh, I guess basic data from my cell plan instead of on a Wi-Fi. I don't have the Wi-Fi installed yet. That'll happen this week. And then we'll be doing a lot of work to get the studio set up. I don't have any lighting on, and the lighting's really not bad here. Habari, Missouri. Thank you for joining. Uh, so the lighting will probably have a different. I don't know. We're going to design a set here, and that's going to take a minute. So I'll probably be doing it on a. I have some different cameras and stuff right now. I'm on my cell phone and on my iPad, and I don't have my normal setup with my mic and that. So there may be some background noise. But hey, the thing I talked about at the beginning of the year when I got started doing this was that you have to just start. Okay, I was planning on starting to do a live show, and I do my Swahili Sunday every Sunday, but I was planning on doing. We've decided to do a live show. You'll see on Thursdays. You see Vanessa and I talking about the live show, and if you want to see where we began with uh, my 200 square foot storage that we were in, and how packed it was and how much of a mess it was. If you go look at the live from Thursday, it's probably anywhere you can see. It's on the Facebook page, and it's on it's on Instagram. It's on LinkedIn. It's on YouTube. You can, if you just watch the first few minutes, Vanessa and I actually step aside, and you can see what a disaster area that place was. And the reason we had it all organized, but then someone gave us a couple of really nice tables, which actually one of them is right here in front of me, which is going to be our product demonstration table when we get our studio set up. And when they were moving out of their storage, and they had two beautiful rolling tables. Actually, the one in front of me I saw last night at Home Depot for like $259, and then the larger one is $500. And I saw those, and that was several months ago, and I thought these are not going to fit in here. It's going to make it very difficult. But we had already started talking about moving to a new location. So that was I thought I'm going to get these because they're really nice, and they did have storage below, so we were able to use them for storage. But when you're in a 200 square foot space and you have things along the wall, you have it kind of in a U shape, and then your aisle is to walk in straight. When you add more tables, it adds more. uh, I guess it overloads the space, and it makes it next to impossible to move around. And then I was doing a pop-up every week, and sometimes two pop-ups a weekend, and I would load the stuff up, and like my back is on fire right now, and I didn't even do the bulk of the work. I shout out to the team that helped yesterday, that came to support, and I'll share about that in a minute. But the the my back is always, I have to be very careful. But lifting some of this stuff, it's hard when you don't have help. And so by the end of whatever event that I was on, I would be, forget it, I would just put the stuff throw the stuff back in there, and we kept saying we were going to rearrange it. But then there was another event, so I would just have my list of stuff and pull it out and put it back and pull it out and put it back. And sometimes I needed a table, sometimes I needed a tent, sometimes I didn't. And the stuff just got put back, and there were, because these tables block things, we couldn't really put things back where we had them. And we actually thought about the end of the year was going to be rearranging that space, but then I started looking for a new space and I found this space. So it was no use attempting to arrange that because it was just going to be moved out. Now, what I wanted to share about, and I'll walk you around in a minute so you can see that we're going to be having events here, classes, community events, hangout. The showroom will be open for people to stop by at times. And I think it's going to do well. Plus, we have a shipping area, a proper shipping area, so it'll be easier to ship. I'll get all that set up. It's going to take some time to get that all online. But the thing I'm saying is, okay, I could maybe do my Swahili Sunday in the normal spot, which is usually relaxed on the couch, or I could put off doing the B&B live until we have the studio all set up. And a lot of people get in that realm where it's like, oh, I have to do, everything has to be perfect, and everything has to be perfect before I can set anything up. And that keeps people from moving forward and taking a step and taking that risk. I took the step and took the risk to step out and get started to being consistent this year with doing a live show every Thursday, in addition to the live that we're doing here. And as we are developing, we're showing you behind the scenes how it works. So here I am in the new location in our showroom and warehouse in Santa Ana. And I'm excited. We're going to have a grand opening at some point. I'm excited to have people come. But let me share with you about the high performing team that did this move from there. And like I said, if you haven't seen the video from Thursday, go look at that and see how much stuff was in there and how much of a mess it was. From there to here, packed it up, moved it over here, unpacked it, got it set up in 3 hours. And that to me is a miracle. And we had a lot of prayer time before that, praying about the space and about the move, and that it would go smoothly. And those prayers were definitely answered yesterday. And right where I'm located, catty corner across walking distance, is a U-Haul place. So I went over there. I found out on Thursday for sure we were going to get the keys. So I'm like, oh, okay, and this weekend was the only window of opportunity to move before the next round of, before they charged me for another month. And the rate has gone up extravagantly. I started out at $278 and it's almost $450. And I've only been there, not even 2 years. They went up a couple months after I moved in, and then they announced they were going up again. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't know, for a 200 square foot place. No. And I was originally only going to move into a space the size of this office area that I'm in now. But, and I always put just, if you got the newsletter, and it'll be in the blog post when I put the newsletter up on the blog later today. I've just been kind of swamped with stuff, so I haven't gotten around to that. Need one of those round to it's. But I say things don't just happen. So I came over here to look at the space. It's a couple doors down from where I am. It's only an office, 400 square foot, which is twice the size of what we had over at the other location. And while we're there looking at it, she says, oh, I just got notified that this space over here, a couple doors down, that has an office and a warehouse attached to it is coming available the 1st of February. And I thought, wow, okay. Couldn't get into it. Then I eventually did get in and look at it, and somebody had used this as a storage place because it was floor to ceiling stacked with stuff. It was hard to see. But I knew what the office space looked like. I just wanted to see if if there was a door between the warehouse and the office, which there is. And then I went about making a decision, prayerfully making a decision to go ahead and move in here. And the lease doesn't officially start till the 1st of March. They have a clause in there where you can move in early, and they let us move in. And I didn't know if we were going to get to do that. Like I said, at the end of February 24th was when my other storage would charge again. And I wanted to be out of there by then. And next weekend is not a possibility because if you are local, I will be in the Torrance, California area for the South Bay Quilters Guild show in the Torrance. I think I forget, it's called the Fine Arts Building or something like that. It's where the courthouse and all the government city stuff is. I'll be posting something about it later this week. If you're local to that area, I'd love for you to stop by and say, hey, I'll have a very large space, which is why when I show you in a minute, there's stuff everywhere. This is all semi-staged for the event next week. Setup is on Friday. It's a 2-day event. And I have a 12 by 10 space, which requires a lot of fixtures and a lot of product. So I've got that all planned out, but moved it all in here. So the Swahili word for today, and I didn't get to type it in the banner, is timu, which is team. Timu, T-I-M-U, timu. It stands for team. And the important thing about whenever you're executing an activity is to make sure that you have the proper team available to handle the situation the way it needs to be handled. And we had a plan. I reached out to some friends and obviously my creative director, and her man came, and I had some other friends, some other veteran friends come and help. And I'm great. If any of you are listening, thank you again so much for your help and support. I could not have done this without you. Well, my thought process in advance was there's a U-Haul place over here. I'm going to rent a U-Haul from here so I can simply park here, walk over there, get the truck, drive it back, because they charge $1.39 a mile. And I could have gone somewhere else, but all the other rental places are very far away from here. So the mileage cost would have balanced out. This was less than, I think I went 15 or 16 miles because it's very close. It's like 8 miles to the other location and back, 5, something like that. So the mileage was going to be low. I go over there on Friday to schedule a rental of the vehicle, and they're telling me, oh, they'll call you. Okay, so the lady calls me. Oh, well, you have to go to blah 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 in Tustin to get it. And I'm like, well, why can't I get one that's right here? Because I was going to get a 15-foot. Why can't I get one that's here? Can't you? No, we don't bring equipment to other places. Oh, wait, we have a 20-foot. You can have a 20-foot. Okay, I'll take that. Because I'm thinking in my head, okay, it's a little bit more money, but I'm either going to have to get somebody to drop me off or Uber over there to the place or whatever I'm going to have to do to go find wherever that other place is. That's going to rack up extra miles because I'm going to go there, come back, go over there, come back here, and then go back over there and all that kind of stuff. Well, so they had the 20-foot U-Haul. Went and picked it up yesterday morning. Had everybody set to show up at around 10 a.m. We didn't really have a plan other than we were going to load up the stuff and move it. But we had people on the team who said, oh, we're going to get all this stuff in there. There was some doubt from some people that, oh, I don't think we're going to get all this in there. There's a lot of stuff. And again, if you go back and look at the video from Thursday, you'll see how much stuff and how much of a mess it was. Well, we had a little kind of conversation about how it was going to happen. Not only did we get everything out and into the vehicle, I have 5 racks of different styles and sizes. And we thought we were going to have to take those apart, but they managed to get them in the vehicle. They measured, and because I had gotten a big enough vehicle that also had a overhang, and they put a lot of totes up in the overhang and then stacked the shelves and put stuff on the shelves, we did not have to break those down, which saved a great amount of time. And we got everything in there. Not only did we get everything in there, we had some room to spare. Packed that up, loaded it, came over here. And the way this is set up, there's a garage door I could back right up. We unloaded it, put everything in, and that took 3 hours. And the importance of having a high performing team and then having a plan at the beginning of how you're going to execute the plan is key in making it a success. And then letting the people with the knowledge that you don't have lead the situation. I can pack things okay. I can Tetris things into my car, but I probably wouldn't have come up with half the things that they came up with. So allowing somebody to uh, actually use their skills and gifts to execute a mission is key to making a high performing team and having team success. So we were done in 3 hours. And even though my back feels like it was all day, I am so grateful that we got in here. And I came back again. I came back last night and I went and bought a few things, got some keys made and all that kind of stuff, bought some paper towels and cleaning supplies and stuff, and started to put a few things away. It's going to take some time to get the showroom set up and get the studio set up, but we're here, we're in, and I am going to walk you around. Oh, hey, Layla, you're watching. Come check this out. So I've got phone and iPad. So I'm going to just get this, and I don't know why that's doing that. Okay. I'm going to walk you guys around so you can see. So this is, let me go to the front door. This is the space. You can see that's where the studio is going to be. You see I got a lot of stuff in here because that's getting ready to go. So this is the space that we're going to have the showroom in. There's a restroom, and then we'll have some tables set up for hanging out and stuff. We're actually going to also have a fellowship Friday in here. More to follow on that. And then let's see. I wasn't planning on doing this, but now this is because we were able to just set the racks up. We didn't have to break them down. We were able to get most of the product set up. There's the door. So this is a pretty good sized space, and I may add another rack because we have the space to do that. But here's a lot of the product. We have to actually get it aligned a little better, but we have things set up. This door here opens up, and then there's another bathroom in here. This side's a little messy because we have things that aren't put away yet, but this is going to be the dedicated shipping area. I'm working on getting some bigger wholesale customers, and in order to do that properly, we needed to have a proper shipping area. So this table back here is the other table that was gifted to us. That thing's $500 at Home Depot, so I was really grateful to have that. And then we have a lot of product in here in this toolbox. But we're going to work on getting this more organized and set up so things can be, run smoothly. But with anything that takes time, just like the studio setup will take time. Let me get myself back over here. And I'm excited about that. All right. Before I go, I wanted to share a little bit. Like Valentine's Day is coming up here in the US, and some people, I've heard, it's just a holiday for people to make money and stuff. But I wanted to talk to those of you. There's a lot of women I know, men and women, but that are around my age, and that they're alone, and sometimes you get sad about that. I got sad yesterday. Had a great time of fellowship, and I went home to an empty house. And of course, my dog is with my son. I'm getting ready to go get her, so that made it a little bit worse because I didn't have her to, crazy paws to come and give me kisses and be excited to see me. So, and when you get in the feelings that come with that from being alone, because it is kind of rough. Hey, it's okay to feel those feelings and cry. But the thing is, you can't stay there. You can't stay there in that hurt, that brokenheartedness. I mean, if you have faith in God, God loves you. even when there's nobody else in your life, but sometimes it's hard when there is nobody there. My son is probably going to be moving out of California this year, so I don't get to see him that much, but and then my daughter, I see her every now and then. But it's kids are growing, they're out doing their thing, and you're by yourself. You don't have a significant other to share your life with. And it's interesting. I had when I was doing a lot of speaking, I had some weird people assume that because they never saw me with a man anywhere, that I must, like women, which is not the case. It's interesting how people will assign a meaning to something and make an assumption based on whatever they see is going on in your life. But the thing that you have to do, and I have the Go Pink rules of engagement that I wrote. The first rule is turn negative self-talk to powerful self-talk. And then there's a scripture that talks about loving your neighbor as yourself. You have to love yourself first before you can give love to somebody else. And in those times when you're feeling alone or feeling like there's nobody there for you or whatever, you have to look in the mirror and love who you are, love that person you see. It's not saying that you don't have to take time to cry it out, because that's an emotional thing, and that's okay. I mean, I did that yesterday. I had a boohoo, I call it a boohoo session. And sometimes you just need to do that to get it out, but then you have to go back and remember that God loves you, and you have to love you. You have to love you before you can show love to somebody else. So I just wanted to share a little bit about that, because I know a lot of my friends feel the loneliness coming on with the Valentine's Day, celebrating love. So celebrate loving yourself. I usually go and buy myself some flowers, because I don't have anybody to buy me flowers. So I'll go buy myself some flowers and put them in my house and just show love to myself. Maybe I'll put them from Indigo because I know she loves me. So, and speaking of Indigo, I'm getting ready to go get her. She's been with my son and Gracie, aka Graciela Marie, since they got back Tuesday, so I could actually prep and do this move. So she'll get to come and see this place for the first time, and we'll have to find her a spot here. She'll have to get her own bed and her own crate so that she can go in, and her little space. So I'm excited for her. And one of the things I found when we were moving out, which had gotten lost, a lot of times I would take Indigo with me to the storage and throw the ball to wear her out. And her ball got lost. It rolled under something and I couldn't find it. Well, we found it when we were moving out. So I was excited about that. Anyway, I'm going to hit the road here and go up to actually get Indigo. And I hope you enjoyed the quick walk around the warehouse. I'm excited about what's happening here, what's next for Baskets and Beads. Again, next Thursday will be our B&B Live, and we will be live from here. Maybe it'll be a little more set up, but this is, like I said, something that's going to take some time. And then this weekend, if you are local to Torrance, come to the South Bay Quilters Guild show. I will be exhibiting there. There'll be a couple other fair trade vendors, but I have a lot of really great things that I'll have, and I would love you to come see those items. I will probably have some of my washcloths too, because I think I'm going to go grab some of them from Long Beach and bring them to the show, because a lot of people have been asking for those, and so I'm going to have them. Anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Naku Panda.